Sorry for the lateness. I had to go up to Whitewater to do some stuff with my apartment for next year. And I kind of forgot that it was going to take a while, so I should have done this earlier in the morning, but I wanted to sleep in, so I kind of forgot. So sorry about that. This will probably be the shortest video for predictions that I've ever done. But yeah, without further ado, we're gonna hop right into it because the matches are about to start. All right, first match. It's Houston Outlaws taking on Shanghai Dragons. So we got the winless Dragons versus the in the hunt Houston Outlaws. Outlaws are they're back to. I thought after losing both their matches last week they were in a heap of trouble and they pretty much had like no shot to make the playoffs. But now I think they have a pretty good shot, or they have a pretty decent shot to make the playoffs. And it's all because the Gladiators lost to the Valiant, which I am still very very sad about. The Valiant knocked them down to 20 and 15. Seoul did win, which keeps them a game ahead of them. But they're definitely within reach. And then the Gladiators then in turn beat the Fusion, and the Fusion also lost to the Excelsior. So the Fusion are now sitting at 21 and 15. So if Houston wins both their matches this week, they'll go to 20 and 16, and they'll only be a game behind the Fusion and the Gladiators. And then depending on how Seoul does in their matchup today against the Mayhem, then they'll either be tied for 7th, or they'll still be in 8th, but they'll be one game back of 5th place. So this is a team that still has a lot to play for, and they had a bad week last week. I think they're going to bounce back. Easy 4-0 against Shanghai. They're not going to mess around. They're going to take care of business. Shanghai, no win for you guys yet. Second match, Dynasty. They're trying to improve to 2-4 on the stage, trying to get their second match win in a row. And they picked a very good team to play against to do that. They're playing against the Mayhem, who I think are the worst team in the league right now. At the very, very best, they're second worst. No one could make an argument that they're 10th or better. So I think Seoul is in good shape for this match. They're going to be playing on Blizzard World, Hanamura, Oasis, and then Dorado. So Dynasty took care of Shanghai 4-0. I think this is also a 4-0. Florida's attacking first. I think their attacks will fall flat, and then it'll be easy for Seoul to pick up maps. It'll be a quick match, I think, very quick. Houston, Shanghai will be pretty fast too, but this one will be faster. And Dynasty will get their second win in a row, and they will stay in the playoff picture. Their chances are looking better now, but this week they did have the two weakest teams in the league, and for the last 2 weeks they're going to have to play better teams and prove themselves if they want to make one of those final spots for the playoffs. Moving on, Boston Uprising, San Fran Shock. So Boston, this is a very interesting matchup. Since my Gladiators are done for the week again, this is probably the one I'm most interested in watching. We got 0-5 Uprising this stage against the Shock, who are 3-2 on the stage. They got a nice win against the Dallas Fuel. They've been playing Baby Bay more, and it's worked out well for them. I think we're going to see a bit more Baby Bay in this matchup too. He played on Kings Row last time, and they're going to be playing on Kings Row again, so we'll probably see him on there. Other maps they have are Hanamura, Lijiang Tower, and then Watchpoint. So I bet Baby Bay will probably be back for at least Watchpoint. Maybe he'll be on the third map as well. So he'll be getting some playing time. He'll be swapping in with Sinatra. That's a combination like the Architect Baby Bay has honestly worked well. Shock have ran it well. The Shock now their new head coach is the former head coach of Uprising. Uprising are coming off a very close loss to the Spitfire. They lost in 5, so they're now down to 0-5 for the stage. In the standings they're still sitting in 4th. So, are they in horrible shape? No. But should they be worried? Yes. If they lose this, if Boston loses this, and Dynasty wins, the 7th place Seoul Dynasty, they'll be in a 3-way tie. Well, this Dynasty will be in 6th. Philadelphia will fall back to 7th. They will be at 21 wins. Boston is at 22 wins. Boston needs to start winning some matches. They could realistically fall out of the playoffs, but like I said, they have some weak opponents coming up. Not the Shock, but they do have Shanghai and Florida coming up. So I think that they'll be able to win those matchups, and they'll be fine. They'll limp into the playoffs. But this is a big matchup for them. If they lose this, I mean, who knows? They could potentially go 2-8 on the stage. And if they do go 2-8 on the stage, they could potentially get knocked out of the playoffs. Probably not, but it could happen. So it's a big matchup for them. I think Shock are playing really well right now. They might fall on their faces like they do sometimes, but I like the Shock. I like the Shock in this one. There's good maps for them. They've been playing well, and yeah, I think Shock win this one 3-1. I mean, the Shock beat Dallas, who beat Boston pretty easily. I think Boston looked a bit better in their match against the Spitfire, but they did not look great. And I think Shock they'll want to make their stage playoff run. They're at 3-2 right now. If they win this and go to 4-2, they are in good shape, and I think they'll do so. And Boston will start 0-6. To the final day, we got London Spitfire, Dallas Fuel. They're playing on Blizzard World. Again, lots of Blizzard World. Horizon Lunar Colony, Lijiang Tower, and Watchpoint Gibraltar. So this is an interesting matchup. They've had some kind of tight duels. Spitfire, they're not at their weakest, but they're not playing great. I mean, they've improved to 3-2 on the stage. Dallas is also sitting at 3-2 this stage. I actually think Dallas will win this match. You can call me crazy. London's sitting as the number 2 team right now. London is still not passing the eye test for me. Everyone on their team is playing better, but they're still not playing better as a team yet. I don't believe it. I think Dallas is playing great as a team. They did lose to San Fran, but like I said, San Fran looks really scary sometimes. They look really, really scary sometimes. San Francisco, like 50% of the time, they look like the second best team in the league. So I don't think there's. And Dallas had a couple of matches were pretty close. Kings Row was kind of a rout, but and Dallas didn't fare too well on control, on control points. But I think they're playing well, and I think honestly, I could see Dallas winning game. If Dallas does end up winning game 1, I think it's a 2-1 for Dallas. I think Dallas wins map 1, they tie map 2. London wins map 3, and then Dallas wins map 4. 2-1 victory. Calling it right now. It'll be an upset, and the Fuel will improve to 4-2 on the stage. Then we got the Valiant taking on the New York Excelsior. They're playing on Blizzard World, Horizon Lunar Colony, Oasis, and then Watchpoint. So Valiant, they had a great showing against the Gladiators. They played really, really well. I think they will not have that good of a showing against Excelsior. I think Excelsior will kind of clamp down on them, and they will psychologically get into their heads like they always do, and the Valiant will shrink. And even though they're the number 3 team, the Excelsior will show why there was a huge gap between number 1 and number 3, as well as number 1 and number 2. This is an easy win for New York. Maybe I'll give. Nah, I'm not even going to give Valiant a pity map. 4-0. Excelsior. They're going to show their dominance again. They're not even really going to try that hard, but they're going to dominate the Valiant. And then the week finishes off with Florida taking on Houston. 4-0. Houston wins. Houston's going to win both their matches easily. They're going to vault themselves back into the playoff conversation. They'll be 20-16. The Houston Outlaws, the LA Gladiators, the Seoul Dynasty, and the Philadelphia Fusion, and I would put Boston Uprising in here if they do end up losing to the Shock. All of those teams will be in a really tightly packed race going into the last 2 weeks of the playoffs. I thought going into this week we'd see a lot of separation. This would kind of decide for some teams who's going to make it and who's not. But I think it's just going to get tighter after this week. And next week will be kind of the back-breaking week for a couple teams. So yeah, I'm super excited about that. I don't think there's going to be a lot of close matchups these 2 days. I'm going to be honest. This video is wrapping up really early, and I'm okay with that. Houston and Shanghai, I don't think they've started playing yet. They have started the broadcast, though. They're talking about it right now. So I will get this video uploading as soon as I can, and I'll see you guys, I think, depending on how the matchups shake up, I think on either Sunday or Monday, I'll come back with another video kind of previewing some of the key matchups for these Edge playoff teams. Like saying, oh, Gladiators are playing this team, they really need to win this. Oh, Dynasty's going into this, they can't lose this one 4-0, they got to get really competitive here. Oh, Philadelphia's got two kind of easy matchups this week, they got to take them both, etc., stuff like that. So, look forward to that video. Hope you have a great couple days. Good luck to your teams these today and tomorrow. Hopefully I'm wrong and some of these matchups are more competitive than I think. But that is going to wrap up the fastest preview ever. There probably will not be a video faster than this one. I didn't even go into why teams are going to win that much. This is what I think. I don't think they're going to be that close. A lot of these matchups are really bad. And like I said, Boston Uprising, San Fran Shock, that's one to keep your eye on. Should be great. Hope you guys have a great couple days, and I'll see you in the next video.